They say the suing culture is becoming out of hand. In a world where one can sue another for the most ridiculous reasons and still win, we asked ourselves what are the most ridiculous legal claims that made it to court. Number 5. Liebeck vs McDonald's. In probably the most famous example of seemingly trivial legal action is Liebeck vs McDonald's restaurants, also known as the McDonald's coffee case and the hot coffee lawsuit. In 1992, Stella Liebeck, a 79-year-old woman from New Mexico, bought a cup of coffee from a drive-thru McDonald's, and as she removed the lid, spilled the entire cup of coffee on her lap. She was wearing cotton sweatpants which absorbed the coffee and held it against her skin, scalding her thighs, buttocks and groin. Hospitalized for 8 days while she underwent skin grafting, followed by 2 years of medical treatment, she sued the fast food giant, claiming it was too hot and more likely to cause serious injury than coffee served in any other establishment. She won an astonishing $2.6 million. Number 4. Claudia vs Nike. In January 2014, a 26-year-old pimp from Portland, Oregon sued Nike for $100 million, claiming the shoe manufacturer is partly responsible for a brutal beating that helped net him a 100-year prison sentence. Claudia claims Nike should have placed a label in his Nike Air Jordan shoes warning consumers that they could be used as a dangerous weapon. He was wearing a pair when he repeatedly stomped the face of a man who was trying to leave a Portland hotel without paying Claudia's prostitute in June 2012. In 2013, he was found guilty of second-degree assault for using his Jordans to beat the man's face to a pulp. The man required stitches and plastic surgery on his nose. His mammoth sentence also includes time for beating an 18-year-old woman he forced to work as a prostitute so badly she bled from her ears. Number 3. Meredith Berkman vs Robert's American Gourmet Food. They say that there is no person harder to deal with than a woman on a diet. That was the case for Robert's American Gourmet Food when they received some unflattering news from a woman named Meredith Berkman. Robert's American was the maker of a snack food called Pirate's Booty that was made from rice and cheese, claiming on the nutrition label that there were 120 calories and 2.5 grams of fat in each serving. Instead, there were actually 147 calories and 8.5 grams of fat. Berkman was outraged by the extra few calories and fat that she was eating from the product and sued the company for $50 million, claiming that she suffered from weight gain, mental anguish, outrage and indignation. The snack was recalled and adjusted so that the nutritional value was updated, but not until Berkman got $800,000 in cash and $3.5 million worth of coupons from the company. Number 2. In 2005, while eating chili at a Wendys in San Jose, California, Ayala claimed to bite into a 1.5-inch crunchy finger. In the first step towards a potentially lucrative lawsuit, Ayala filed a claim with the franchise, turning the fast food chain into a national punchline. Ayala's story started sounding fishy, however, when lab tests turned up no traces of saliva on the offending finger. A CSI type of investigation soon revealed that the finger was not consistent with an object that has been cooked in chili at 170 degrees for 3 hours, and therefore must have been planted in the chili. As it turned out, Ayala's husband had bought the severed finger for $100 from a co-worker who had recently lost it in an on-the-job accident. The couple had offered the man, Brian Rossiter, $250,000 to keep the plan under wraps. In September 2005, Ayala and her husband pleaded guilty to conspiracy to file a false insurance claim and attempted grand theft with damages exceeding $2.5 million. Ayala was sentenced to 9 years in prison and her husband got 12. In a tearful courtroom appeal for leniency, Ayala called the scam a moment of poor judgment. Number 1. 2 teenage girls thought they would surprise their neighbours with a plate of homemade cookies, but they were the one in for a surprise. They went around their neighbourhood knocking on doors and leaving a small package of cookies in front of every door. When they got to 49-year-old Juanita Young's house, the sound of the girls knocking on the door apparently drove her into an anxiety attack, causing her to call the police, who eventually took her to hospital. Even after the girls apologised and offered to pay her hospital bills, Young still decided to take them to court and sue them for $900. And the sad part is, she actually won the case. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome lists of all things 5. This is All 5, and until next time, feed your mind.